so you're in the dashboard. I've never even actually looked at the dashboard on the phone. Let's see what happens if you go to the hamburger menu up at the top.
Okay.
We need to be able to see. There we go. Perfect. That's what we want. Okay, so let's see. This will be a test for us too. You should be able to do everything on your phone that you can do on the website. So let's just verify that. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Forms and then Forms again. Okay, and this is going to give you a list of all the forms. But what I think we should do is just have you create a new blank form. So up at the top, you see the Add New button? Perfect. And all you need to do is give your form a title. Anything you want right now. Here is, you're going to need to shrink this a little bit. Can you pinch it in? Okay, so this is exactly what you would see on the website. And everything that you do is it's kind of just a click and drop. Super easy to use. So this is your blank form. It's got your little directions there on the left, and then your fields are over on the right. So let's start out by selecting a field. If you go to, see the box that says standard fields? Perfect. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Shrink that standard fields up and click open the advanced fields. These are the fields that are most used on a form. And just click name and see how it popped over. So now you have a place for first name and last name. And now go back over to the left and hover over name so that you can see the top, see the options. There should be some E up. There you go. Click that tiny little down arrow. So these are your fields. This is what's going to appear. You have your label. You can change it to bride's name or just bride, whatever you want in your label. That's what's going to show up. Okay. Description, we don't have to put anything. And then you can choose which fields you want the name, to show up for the name. You can be a prefix such as Ms., Mrs., whatever. Whether or not you want a middle name, you can turn that on or off. I would make this required. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a little asterisk next to the name, and the form won't be able to be submitted until that field is filled out. So you can click that little up arrow now and deflate it. So what's the next thing you want to ask about the bride?
So let's ask just about the wedding dress.
Okay, so probably want to just paragraph. So let's go up to the standard field block and let's select paragraph text.
Paragraph text.
Pop over there and now expand that. And this is where the field label is what's going to show up for your reader, okay? Anything in description, it's going to show up in it's not fine print, but it's small print underneath. Bride's dress. Go ahead and put something in there so we can see what it looks like. We can change any of this. Okay, so maximum characters, you might want to consider this because, it could get pretty long. 200 is usually nice. It's a nice short little paragraph, so we'll deflate that. Okay, and what's the next thing?
Date of wedding.
Oh, okay. All right, so date. There's a place for a date. Perfect in the advanced fields. See the date block? That's a good one to choose because that's got a bunch of different options with it. Okay, so let's expand that field. And you might want to say date of wedding. Okay, and then you can select how you can choose your date picker. This will give you an option of a calendar. So click that date picker drop down there, and then they can just pick it from a calendar. Okay, and then you've already got the format, and you can decide whether you want it required or not. And now let's do a save right now. So you want to click update and click the blue button over on the right. Now see the eyeball that says preview? Let's take a preview of this and open up in a new tab. This is not exactly what it's going to look like, but it's pretty close. So we can go out of here and go back to the form. So that's the basics. The rest I think you can probably just kind of play around with, using those blocks over on the right-hand side. You can always come back and edit the form. If you look at the top, you'll see Edit, Settings, Entries, and Preview. Open up Settings, click Form Settings, and you probably won't need to change anything on here unless you want to change the name. And anytime you make a change, you're going to look for a blue button, Update Form Settings. Another thing you'll want to know about forms is when you receive entries, okay? So there's two things we want to do. We want to check and make sure that somebody is going to receive the notifications. So again, we're going to look at settings, see notifications, go there. Okay, admin notification. This is the notification that is going to be sent to anybody on the staff, publisher or you or anybody else. So let's click edit. This is going to open up the notification for you. See the send to email? Okay, leave the admin email there, but put a comma, and let's put your email so we can test it out. And one other thing in settings, confirmations. This is a notice that your reader is going to receive. The default confirmation is just, you can look at it. It's just kind of blah. You might want to customize it a little bit. And each form has these settings. So it's not a blanket thing. You can customize the confirmations for every form. So let's go ahead and edit. You can see right now all it says is thanks for contacting us. And then your blue button. And then the last thing is you're going to wonder if you have any entries. And there's two ways you can see this. We go back to the dashboard, and actually you'll have a little bubble there if somebody submits an entry. So the only form that has received an entry is the quinceañera. So there's your entry there. And then the other thing is to go right to your form. So let's go back to the dashboard and click on forms. And this gives you a list of all your forms and then entries underneath. You'll see it's different. It's actually expanded on desktop so that your entry, the number of entries you have is right on the display. So let's go back to your form. Now you have to put this somewhere. Okay, now we're going to go to pages and just add new. Okay, and you can call this your wedding submission form or whatever you want to call it. It's not, the page name isn't going to show up anywhere. Perfect. Okay, so now let's put your cursor in that block that's your paragraph. That's your body editor. Okay, and if you scroll up just a little bit, we're going to leave the cursor there, but scroll up and click Add Form. And then just select your form from the drop down. Okay, and then click your blue button. All we have to do, except we do have to look for the blue button for this page. We have this page in the system, but it's not showing up anywhere. And we don't really want the page itself. We just want the form to show up. So let's grab the permalink, copy that, and let's go back to the home page because you said that you wanted to have a place for celebrations. We can go right back to the home page. So we want to go to menus, and main menu is what we're using for that main menu that goes across the screen. Okay, so let's select main menu and then scroll down and click Add Item. We are going to use a custom link. So expand custom link and paste in that link that you just copied. Nope, up in the HTTPS. But we want to change the name or the link text to wedding submission form or something like that. And then click Add Menu, and it'll pop over to the bottom of your list. Okay, so we'll need to arrow back. And there it is at the bottom, okay? And see, it's a custom link, okay? And now go ahead and drag and drop that wedding submission form, and we'll put that right under quinceañera. Now you need to hit Publish again. Now, if you were on the desktop, you would be seeing a preview of all this so that you wouldn't have to back out of the tool and go back home and that sort of thing. You'd see everything happening all at once. But right now we need to exit out of the tool. So go ahead and X. That should take us to the home page. Oh, we only put it in the main menu. We didn't put it in the slider menu. And we're going to go to menus, and it's either mobile or mobile menu is what we want. All the way down to add items.
And then basically do what we just did, custom link.
This is so cool to watch on mobile. Okay, so if you open the menu bar now, your hamburger menu, it should be there. There's your form. This is what your readers are going to see. There should be a submit button at the bottom. Let's fill this out. Just go ahead and fill out a test one for now. Okay, so far it's working exactly the way we want it to. Then go ahead and click submit. And you do want to do this anytime you create a form, just so that you can see what exactly is the reader's going to see, and you can make sure everything functions. So we're going to check and make sure that you did get a notification as a reader. So you, the reader, you need to check your email and see if you got a notification saying thank you for submitting your form. Oh, no, that came from the admin. We're looking for your personal email. There we go. Okay, so now if we go back to the dashboard, click on entries, and there you are. And there is one more feature that you might want. Let's go back to the dashboard and go back down to forms, just hover over it and click import export. There may come a time when you want to export all your entries. This is where you would do that. Maybe you want to print them out. You're at a trade show or something and you want to do a drawing. You can do that. Click export entries and then just select the form from the drop down. You can select which fields you want to see and scroll all the way down and click download export file. And what this is going to do, it's going to generate a CSV file that you can download to your computer or anywhere on your phone where you keep files. And then you can open it up into your spreadsheet. So we went over how to create a form, how to fill out a form, notifications, confirmations, and exporting. and your settings if you need to change the name of your form. Actually, we went over how to do it on a phone.